It's Monday, June 23rd, and let's talk your national forecast here going across the country. Boy, oh boy, the heat warnings in effect in parts of Ontario and Quebec are making for sweltering conditions, overnight lows, not providing much relief. So we are in the thick of it today once again. We'll be talking about that. Meanwhile, we saw some moisture over the weekend in parts of the Maritimes, although tomorrow that heat and humidity we just talked about looks to be arriving for you. Very cute stuff in British Columbia here. Wildlife, little baby. Gotta love it. And we'll stick with the wildlife theme here in Richmond, where we're getting some beautiful colors here with the flowers. This is just a gorgeous video here. And that'll lead us into our Western Canada forecast for today. One thing you'll notice, compared to some of the sweltering humidity in the east, we're looking very much cooler than usual. This is not very summer-like. 14 degrees, the high in Prince Albert, 15 for Saskatoon today. But as the week goes along, we won't have to wait all that much to get back into that 20-degree territory, although tomorrow, Regina still below the 20-degree threshold with a high of 18 degrees. Now, taking a look at the prairies, some scattered showers for Manitoba. Could see some thunderstorm activity today for Alberta in particular, where we have some dynamics that could lead to some severe storms. But otherwise, you can see the widespread non-severe thunderstorm threat. And there's a look at some of that thunderstorm energy, which stretches a bit into British Columbia's interior as well. So here's a look at that British Columbia thunderstorm threat for today. Again, mostly looking at non-severe activity in the forecast. So a little bit of moisture that may continue into tomorrow as well. Even Wednesday, still some signs of some shower activity. Take all the moisture we can get. Now this afternoon we'll see 20-degree temperatures along the coast. Meanwhile, for the interior, mid-20s, and even warmer for tomorrow. You'll see we'll be knocking on the door of 30 for some communities by tomorrow. Vancouver will tick up slightly temperature-wise for our Tuesday as well. Now looking at our forecast, we'll get back down into the below 20-degree range for Wednesday, Thursday, with a good chance of rain for Vancouver, and then see things clear up later in the week. Meanwhile, temperatures for Kelowna will be a little more stable, but end of the weekend, we'll be seeing some heat build into the interior by the looks of it. Speaking of heat, the humidity also a factor in the east, thanks to this pattern driving a lot of moisture from the Gulf into the atmosphere. So we are sweltering today. Tomorrow is going to be a lot more of the same. Humidex values still into the 40s for Ontario, into southern Quebec. Meanwhile, even tomorrow, the Maritimes getting in on the sweltering conditions. 43 Humidex tomorrow in Moncton. So please be mindful when you are dealing with a heat warning. If you are in one of these areas, heat stroke, something to look out for. Very intense conditions. In fact, record-breaking conditions. Yesterday in Toronto, it was the highest June Humidex on record. And for Hamilton, which was the national hotspot on our Sunday, also broke an all-time June Humidex record. So looking at the day tomorrow, as we mentioned, we're still going to see one more day of this humidity. 44 is what it'll feel like tomorrow in Windsor. And again, the overnight lows really not providing much in the way of relief. So that's why we talk about the sort of compounding nature of this heat threat. Also looking at a thunderstorm threat, we can see that likelihood of severe weather covering a good chunk of Quebec, a bit of northeastern Ontario. So a few tornadoes, something we'll be looking for the potential for into this afternoon. So close eyes for any tornado warnings that may get issued today. Here's a look at the rainfall in the forecast as well. Some of that rain will push into Atlantic Canada. So we can see overnight tonight into our Tuesday, some of that moisture moving through. So tomorrow, not just the humidity, but also looks like a chance for a bit of that rainfall in the mix. And here's a look at those Humidex values. Now, unlike Ontario and Quebec, the Maritimes only dealing with about one day of Humidex values into the 40s.